Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to the main event. I'm Daniel, and yeah, tonight we're going to Starrcade 89 Future Shark. I don't know what that means. Like, did the future literally shock somebody? Was somebody checking out the future and they were shocked by what they saw? Like, future shock. Sounds like a generic, like, finisher. Why can't you just say what the future shock? Anyway, so let's get right into it. We're going back to December 13th, 1989. We're in the Omni at Atlanta, Georgia, I believe. And yeah, we are in front of like 10,000 fans. And the main event is an Iron Man tournament match between Sting and Ric Flair. Alright, so yeah, you know, this is the first Starrcade where I believe the next two or three, and I could be wrong because I'm not an NWA guy, as you guys know, but I'm sure like the next two or three Starrcades are all like revolved around some kind of tournament. They don't do the Iron Man ever again, which is kind of funny because they like, throughout the match were like, well, this is the first annual. It's like, you know, this is the only Iron Man tournament you guys do on pay-per-view. But I know they do like the Lethal Lottery, I believe, after this. So I think there's a tag, like an international tag tournament at one of them. I don't know. I don't know my NWA. I'm sorry, guys. If you guys know, drop it down below. But I'm pretty sure this is like the start of like a bunch of these like random like tournaments they would have at their big event. So yeah, let's just get into it. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not big on round robin tournaments. Like I don't like them. I like a single elimination bracket, work our way down because I feel like. I don't know. I feel like if I was in a tournament and like I defeated somebody, but then they went on to win, I'd be like, what the fuck? I beat that guy. I beat the guy who won this thing. It's retarded. So yeah, I don't know. I just wasn't big. I wouldn't really want to sit through. I mean, it's the same for guys and the same for tag teams fighting each other the entire night. I don't know. To me, it just seems boring. But NWA is what they did. So yeah, let's get into some build-up, shall we? So the Sting Ric Flair, rivalry went back a long time ago. Like I want to say '88 maybe, the first Clash of Champions, and that match went to a time limit draw, but of course it shot Sting right up the ladder, right up to the main event status. However, the feud eventually did kind of fizzle out. Flair went on to do Flair things, and Sting was getting like sidetracked with different feuds. I think at one point, like the Road Warriors, I think that's initially was what kind of took him away from Flair was his fight with the Road Warriors. But anyway, so they're separated for whatever reason. They took their own paths, and Flair would eventually turn face, and he was engaged in a feud with Terry Funk. At the same time, Sting was engaged in a feud with Great Muta. So at, Great American Bash, when Flair and Funk, after their match, Muta runs in, they, tag team up on Flair, and Sting comes to his rescue, which once again was very odd at the time, because even though Flair was a good guy, these guys were once enemies, but they formed an alliance, and they would go on to defeat Funk and Muta in the Thunderdome cage match. Yeah. So anyways, let me get more comfortable here. So these guys go into this match as partners or as friends, allies, if you will. But in an Iron Man tournament, you're just kind of forced to fight everybody who's involved, and of course they're just kind of pitted against each other. So yeah. And the Iron Man tournament itself, like it had these different, like, because it wasn't just like you win, you get a point, you lose, you don't. There was a point system. So, like, if you won by pinfall or submission, you got 20 points. If you won by countout, I believe it was 15. Disqualification, you won by disqualification, it was 10. And then if you guys wrestled to a draw of any sort, time limit, double countout, double DQ, 5 points. And then, of course, if you lost, you just got 0. Now, at this point, they both wrestled twice already. They both defeated Muta. However, Luger gave him trouble. Luger defeated Sting earlier in the night, and Luger and Flair fought to a time limit draw. So, going into this match, literally the results could have went any direction. Like, there were so many different possibilities because, like, in order for Sting to win the Iron Man tournament, he had to win by pinfall or submission. Like, that's it. He couldn't win by any other route. If he won any other way, it didn't matter. He had to win by pinfall or submission. For Flair to win it, he had to win by pinfall submission, and he could also win by countout, I believe. And then Luger would win the tournament if this went to a draw. Now, any other combination of that, it would have been like a tie. I'm not sure how they would have dealt with a tie. I don't know if they had a sudden death thing set up or what the case might be, but either way, that was where we was at. So I mean, it did kind of add an element of like what's going to happen. Now I've already seen this before, or sorry, I knew the results going into it, but I've never seen it before because, like I said, this pay-per-view just seemed very like a boring concept to me, so I just never bothered with it. But I knew the results by heart, but I didn't quite know, I guess, like what the action took place within the match. So, all right, so let's get into it. The match itself, early on, Sting gets the upper hand. Like, Sting, everything Flair's thrown at him, it just ain't working. And it's interesting to see because, at this point, Flair he's a face. Not only that, though, he is friends with Sting. So, you see him getting super frustrated because, you can tell he wants to cheat. He wants to be the dirtiest player in the game, but he doesn't resort to that. He's literally just trying to beat him straight up, but he can't do it. And so, this aggression builds up in Flair, and then he eventually just kind of, just attacks him, and, which I really like, because once again, to all the naysayers out there who are constantly like, Ric Flair had the same match, a million times. Like, every match you have is the same. And I disagree. Like, yeah, were the moves the same? Yeah. But, guess what? He had a different feel. The psychology of each match, he does it differently. And this is a great example of that. Like I said, I've been watching a lot of his matches now that I'm doing this show, and I gotta say, like, no, it's not the same match every time. He literally does have a different match with different opponents. It just depends who's up against. So all the naysayers are like, well, Ric Flair, he's seen one match, seen them all, go fuck yourself, because not the case. But yeah, so match pretty much goes back and forth for a little bit. We start the counter goes down because once again they're 15-minute matches. That's it. And of course, you would think that'd favor more Sting because, Flair's one of those guys. He doesn't get quick wins. I mean, unless it's on TV or whatever. But he's the kind of guy that can go the distance, and then of course that's when he gets you because when you gas out, he's ready to capitalize and wrap your shit in a figure four. However, they had to go for a quick win because, like I said, if they went to a time limit draw, Luger wins it. We get down to like 3 minutes remaining. We see a figure four from Flair, which Sting makes it to the rope. We see a Scorpion Deathlock from Sting. Flair makes it to the ropes. They're throwing everything they have at each other. Minute remaining, Flair is in control. He's working the leg over. And the whole time you're thinking like, holy dude, you need to throw that fucking figure four on right now. Because, like, if we've all seen Ric Flair matches, like I said, unless if it's TV against a jobber, the dude's not going to tap out in under a minute. Like, literally, you throw a figure four on somebody, that's going to be a good 2-3 minute bit right there where they're struggling, they lay down, they get pinned, they get a 2, then they flip it over, reverse it, it's a whole thing. So you're just like, Flair, buddy, quit fucking around. You got to, get that figure four on there. Well, with like 30 seconds left, he decides to go for it. However, Sting counters with a small package, rolls him up, 1, 2, 3. Sting wins not only the match, the main event, but the Iron Man tournament as well. After, of course, Flair looks visibly upset about it. After the match, the Andersons come out, Olin and Arn, and they come in the ring, and every man in there shakes his hand and raises his hand up high. And, of course, they're throwing the Four Horsemen thing up as well. And that was it. We had a couple of backstage interviews after this. An awkward moment where, like, the credits were rolling, and they have the interview, like, you hear the audio of the interview of Ric Flair. Or Sting, yeah, I know Ric Flair for sure. I think Sting maybe the person talking, but it was just as the one thing. But honestly, that aside, that awkward moment aside, the production values look really good for this pay-per-view. Like, you can tell Ted Turner spent that money pretty well at this point, especially on the production value side of things. But anyway, so yeah, that was the match right there. Let's get to the fallout, shall we? Sting would go on to join, or they would reform the Four Horsemen, and Sting would be the new member. However, it was very short-lived because the winner of the Iron Man tournament was going to go on to face the champion, which was Ric Flair, at Wrestle War. And, of course, the whole time they're trying to tell him, like, don't do it. Flair's the champion. We all have our roles. And, of course, Sting was like, nope, I want the title. And so they all jumped him and beat him down, thus kicking him out of the group. However, shortly after that, he would also get himself injured. And he had to pull out the match at Wrestle War. Lex Luger would take his place, and Wrestle War saw Lex Luger with Sting in his corner going up against Ric Flair. But we'll talk about that in our episode. So, what do I think about this match? I thought it was okay. I mean, in all honesty, it's not a bad match. It's too short. I think that's the main problem. Like, they didn't have time to put their best shit out there. However, that being said, I saw the Clash of Champions match, and I wasn't huge on that match either. I thought that was just kind of like a long waste of time. It was just, I mean, built up, and it was just like, draw. Like, I hate draws. I'm just not big on it, especially time limit draws. I'd much rather say a double count out or a double EQ than a time limit. Because I'm like, we went this far. Really? We're going to end it like this? But anyway, so, yeah, like I said, the match itself was just very standard. I didn't watch the previous matches, so I mean, I'm not sure how good the other ones are. I just watched this one. I will say the last like 5 minutes or so, it really picks up because now it's like it's a race against time, like trying to beat each other, and that's to me the best part. Like literally, the last 5 minutes is the best part of this match. But other than that, yeah, I mean the rest of it's okay. I mean, you know, if you're a fan, check it out. If not, yeah. So yeah, that's that. That's Starrcade. That's how they end their year with a tournament, Iron Man tournament. So yeah, that's all I got. Guys, let me know what you thought of this match down below. And yeah, thank you for watching. Tune in tomorrow when we do No Holds Barred. The movie. The match. Yeah. Alright, that's all I got, guys. Thanks for watching, and until next time.